Hello and welcome, and today what we're going to do is a mini service on this gas fire and a safety inspection. These are the bare minimum, so you can see this is the gas fire inside the customer's home, and just going to show you before and after. There ain't that much difference, and first thing I'm going to do is start taking these coals off and placing them roughly in a location where I'll be able to find them easily. So you can see I'm doing a bit of a row thing, going front to back here, so I'm keeping an eye on what's going on. Now I do have the instructions, and it does show on the instructions where each one goes, and there are numbers or letters on the back. So as you can see, we're just taking these off now. There you go, you see there's a letter on there, and that will correspond to its particular place. I'm going to take out the main pieces now, the bigger pieces. So this is one of the bigger coal fronts, and there's also another one there on the bottom. That is coal A, I believe. And here's our left-hand side piece. Here's our main body. We're also looking at the burner there and the injector. As you can see, there's some soot on the back there and a little tiny mini crack. We can just about get away with that any worse, and it would be a new coal set. So of course we've got our brass fender at the front, and that other little tray thing. You can see there's our all our bits we can get to there. So everything's laid on the floor so I can see it. I'm not going to damage it. It's all down, dust sheets are down, and of course a little mini towel. So I do have the instructions here, and it'll show me exactly where everything's going to go back. As you can see, just going through the instructions, which if you're doing your own fire, you do need to be gas safe registered, but of course these instructions are probably available online as a PDF somewhere if you know what you're looking for. And you can see each coal has its own particular place. It's got to go back in the right location. If you don't have this, your gas safe engineer will have a pretty good idea as to where they're going. Using the servicing brush, So you can see the back piece just sits in the bottom there. It will tell you in the instructions, and there's some lugs there. It's got to sit on and not fall down onto the main burner. And we've got our front pieces here. So there's that one there on the left hand side, and we're making sure that it's not falling into the gap. And we've got our right hand side piece that you can't really see, and coal A will actually go in between. There it is, in between them both, and that's the first starter of coal as per instructions. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're just tapping around, see if anything's loose, anything's going to fall over. You don't want hot coals falling towards you or on somebody's carpet. So I've just lit the fire now, sorry for that, and I'm just going to leave that 5 or 10 minutes to warm up the flue, and then we can do a couple of more tests in a minute. Of course, you've got to be gas safe to be doing these tests and to work on gas. So what we're going to do now is going to check the chimney. So I'm going to like a smoke bomb or a smoke match. I'm going to do a bomb on this occasion, so I've just got a pair of grips there with a bomb, and we're going to light it and see will the smoke go up the chimney. Okay, and you can see what happens. It goes all nice. You just have to blow it out. And you can just about see it. We're going up the canopy. Is it going? Now, if it was coming into the room, that is a disaster. It's got major flue problems. Okay, so that does need then to be investigated. So I've just dropped the bomb behind the fire, and I've run outside. And as you can see, we're looking at the chimney, zoomed in as much as we can. We're checking to see if the smoke is coming out the top. and it's the right chimney cowl. And you can see it's a little bungalow, it hasn't got very far to go. That in itself can create other problems, but that looks fine. So I'm inside the loft now, so what I'm going to do is going to check see if there's any smoke at all in the loft, to see if the flue system has failed. And on the left hand side here you can see the bricks sticking out. That is the actual flue, so I'm just having a look around to see is there any smoke inside, is there any smoke pouring through the mid feathers, or sorry, the bricks or the mortar, and you can see that is absolutely fine. There is no problems here. So we're going to go over to the other side of the bungalow. It's a great example. There's a chimney breast here and they've had it capped off at the top. If you can see in the gap there, look, the bricks are missing. So imagine if your fire was below there, it would be filling obviously the loft space full of fumes, and that is not good news at all. So we'll return to our fire. You can see the picture, the flame picture, totally different. It's warmed up after 10 or 15 minutes. I'm going to turn it down, or turn it off, sorry, to cool down so I can work on it. I'm going to check the manufacturer's instructions for where these coals go. I've also taken a picture on my phone. Obviously coal A is there, as it says on the instructions, coal A, and it goes B, C, D, E, F, G. Now I've already taken them off and put them in the right location. So there's coal B, for instance, and it's going to show you with a little arrow where it goes in the correct place, and there it is. And we just continue on with them all. Obviously make sure that they're all safe and secure, and keep checking the instructions. There's coal C. Now the other thing is, if there is a room above there, it's a 2-storey house, you do need to check the room above that there is no smoke in there, as well as the loft. Okay, now as you can see, here's a picture of here. We've done it because I couldn't film it because it was a two-handed job to put all the coals in. So there's the first row, and now we're just going to start with the next row. So all the time I'm checking with the instructions, checking to see where the coals are in position. And what I'm going to do at the moment is going to tap the side and tap all the way around the fire. It sounds stupid. If you don't want one of these coals to fall forward after I've left, burn a hole in the customer's carpet. It can happen. I have heard stories of it. So I'm happy with that. What we're going to do is relight the pilot light. We're just looking through the little hole to see our pilot light is now lit. And what we'll do then is we will turn the fire on, and we'll do the final spillage test with a smoke match. So again, we've checked the manufacturer's instructions. They're saying we need the fire lit for between 5 and 10 minutes, depending on which fire it is. So we're going to make sure that our doors are closed, all our windows are closed, there's no extractor fans on in the room, which of course there isn't. You can see everything is closed, so we can now carry on with the test. And here we are, we're now lit after around 5 or 10 minutes. We've got some smoke matches there. It's actually my last one. And we've got our special brush, which you can put the match in the end. So we're going to light that, which creates a small amount of smoke. We're going to run it along the bottom there. And we want it to be pulled into the chimney to prove that we have a great pull. So our match is lit, smoking away, and we're just going to put it as per the manufacturer's instructions. As you can see, I've done it far. It's easily pulling. That is, you know, it's just, you can see it's absolutely sucking up, so there is no problem at all. Again, we're referring to the manufacturer's instructions, servicing and parts replacement. Not a very big section on here. Again, we just go into the instructions, and that's all you need to do. Follow the instructions at all times. Now, one of the other things that we do is a flue gas analysis, and it's a very expensive piece of kit. I would not expect you to have one of these, or even bother hiring one for the day. This is something, if you're a gas safe engineer, you'll have as part of your kit. I do a few readings. You don't get generally anything off a gas fire at all, hardly anything, and it does prove that as we're just running it along, trying to see what it's doing. And the readings are pretty much next to nothing, so it just proves that we've got a healthy gas fire and everything's running fine. Now, I did run the machine, and it was showing a very, very small reading, but as I filmed the actual machine, it's showing nothing at all. So it really doesn't surprise me. So everything's good here. So we have various books and charts, and I filmed this one on the side, so I do apologise. But as you can see, it's well within tolerance. I've got this other one from a different brand, and if we're in the white, we're okay generally. Orange is needs to be investigating, and red is mega dangerous. You know, you're in real trouble if you've got these sort of readings coming on the gauge. So we're going to check our gas pressure now. Okay, and again we've got to go off the manufacturer's instructions, which we do have at the side. So we've got our gauge set up ready to go, and it does go into that there. Now you have to be gas safe registered to touch anything to do with gas. Okay, so I'm just checking that gauge is working okay. As you can see, it's blowing and sucking down it. Okay, so we've got our fire lit and we've attached our gauge, and we're just looking at the gauge, and it's 20 millibar, which is absolutely spot on. Just checking we're getting the false ring, a bit of a kink in the pipe there. But yeah, according to the instructions, that's fine. So really happy with that. So, okay, what we're going to do now is check that we haven't got a leak on this little nipple that we've been testing on. So we're just going to spray with our leak detector spray, and we haven't got a problem. There is no problem. Again, this is something only gas engineers carry in the van. So there we are, one safety check and one mini service. It's not a full strip down, it was just a mini service and check over, which is what the customer required this time round.